century. Doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it. Screams from the haters. Got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. No one man should have all that power.
Live from the Goodwood Community Centre.
It is all happening tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring it on.
I've already made it to the finals of the C4.
I'm the real deal. I'm the young general.
The emerald crown around my waist.
Every time I step into the ring, it might be my last.
That Hayter, you rat-faced, stubborn little prick. I'm a big problem for the old guard.
Chris Basso, you better count your days, because the Huntress is coming.
I am going to put you in that casket. I'm going to nail it shut, and I am going to bury you in that hole that you crawled out of.
Grimm versus HAVOK for the first time ever. A goddamn dream match.
I know Grimm is going to come into this match and give it everything he has. While this is us finally meeting one-on-one, that this direction he's decided to go won't make me regret this.
Residents of Riot City, welcome to Powertrip 2024. I am the historian Angus Daisy, joined once again by Sean Thomas. Hello, my friend.
Oh, the abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. So saith the bard, and so say us here at Riot City as we meet those with power, those with opportunity, and those who simply do not care how they acquire either of them.
Wow, more Shakespeare. I should start calling you the thespian or something.
Oh, good Lord, let's do it.
Tonight we have an amazingly stacked card. We're going to kick off with Mr. Cliff and Nick Armstrong. But I'll just tell you some of the other things we have in store for tonight. The C4 Absolute Grand Prix wraps up its first round. We've got Sigma taking on Vincent Maria, and of course, Sabbath and Snaxx. On top of that, we've got a casket match, an all-star tag team match, and HAVOK versus Grimm for the first time ever.
Come on, you let me out,
This is a very interesting situation for both Mr. Cliff and Nick Armstrong to be in. For Mr. Cliff, as we all know, now standing at 0-35, and that's not to say that he's not a formidable opponent. If anything, Mr. Cliff has become coming closer and closer every single time he gets into the ring.
Can you imagine that? The frustration, though. You mentioned 0-35. I'll let you continue, but Mr. Cliff, I spoke to him backstage before the show. He is livid at that, and tonight I think Nick Armstrong might have a challenge on his hands. I'm sorry, Sean.
Well, Nick Armstrong, as we know, three-time RCW heavyweight champion, and just in the past couple of months has been involved in 2 battle royales, and in both those instances came into the final 3. He was runner-up as well just recently, and the fact of the matter is this is also an opportunity for both these men to really come in strong heading into battle for supremacy.
And don't forget, Nick Armstrong is the last man to pin the current Grand Champion, Chris Basso.
Exactly right. You have to wonder what's on the other side of battle for supremacy, whether it is Miki Fortune or whether it is Chris Basso that comes away with the Grand Championship. There is an absolute cavalcade of potential opponents looking to vie for that title up next. One of them could be one of these 2 men.
Well, I think Mr. Cliff has a very tall mountain to climb if he wants to get in title contention. Don't forget, he just lost back-to-back matches to Snaxx, who is our current Strength Cup holder. We'll see him later on tonight. Nick Armstrong, of course, has still, I think, a lot of unfinished business with the old guard. So a lot fueling this man's path to redemption, Sean.
It's so interesting as well, because a man like Mr. Cliff, again, I cannot stress enough how damning of an opponent he is. He is somebody who is violent, who can get visceral and gritty. He's no slouch in the ring. Fact of the matter is, if you're going up against Mr. Cliff, sure, you've got the weight of 0 and 35 hanging over you, but this is the thing. I think he is just a 3 count away from being 35-1.
Oh, absolutely. And then, you know, you got to think, you want to be the guy to say you were the first person Mr. Cliff beat? Is that what you want? A guy who's never beaten anyone in Riot City Wrestling. And that's not to take anything away from how accomplished this guy is in the ring. And look at that, perfectly applied side headlock.
Perfectly applied head wrenching as well, hair pulling, being able to maintain control on the champ here, coming across the ring. Nick Armstrong up and over, testing the cardio of Mr. Cliff.
Whoa,
everything but the kitchen sink and including.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is my thing about Mr. Cliff, and I think he needs to answer this question sooner rather than later, Sean. Is he a wrestler or is he a teacher? And can you be both simultaneously?
I mean, you can always be a substitute teacher.
Or maybe a substitute wrestler right now.
And at this point, watch out! Oh, listen, you can hear that reverberating through the Goodwood Community Center here.
And we're going to see some really hard chops later tonight in our main event. Grimm Basso, newest member of the Old Guard, has HAVOK for his 25th anniversary match roll-up.
That's it. As of yesterday, happy 25th anniversary to HAVOK. It was 25 years ago from yesterday that HAVOK had his very first match against another Australian legend in Jad Hartley Jackson. The first time we saw him 25 years later, hardcore legend himself.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And we're watching Mr. Cliff and Nick Armstrong now. HAVOK was really the grandfather, the birth of South Australian wrestling. Cover now, hold on. Just the two. The birth of South Australian wrestling happened with that event. The 4th of October 1999, the first independently produced wrestling cup event to take place in South Australia, Sean.
Now, of course, you're seeing generations come past one of those men. I mean, we're seeing 2 different generations here in Nick Armstrong and Mr. Cliff, 2 generations that have come after people like Grimm, like Chris Basso, like the others who have been around for 20-odd years here. This is potentially the future that we're looking at.
And look, Mr. Cliff trying something unorthodox. He pays for it. So you don't see Mr. Cliff take to this top rope, and that's exactly why. Just the 2, though. 2
+ 2 is 4. Gravity exists, and you do not want to be thrown off the top rope by the champ.
Champ looking to end this early. Mr. Cliff rolls out of the ring.
Wisely bringing himself onto the apron, which is still not going to put him completely away from the champ, but it's away from the cutter.
Oh, nice move there by Mr. Cliff. Now he has to capitalize on it, Sean.
Responding with a guillotine, Mr. Cliff is about to hopefully teach the champ a lesson. And we're starting lesson 1 for the day, fists to head.
And Mr. Cliff got to make sure those are closed fists. Does not want to get DQ'd. Does not want to become 0 and 36.
I got to say as well, I have to give a bit of, I want to give a round of applause to Mr. Cliff for fighting in those slacks and that vest. Not from a fashion sense, because here in Australia, we're coming into the warmer months. I think Nick Armstrong has it right at the moment.
I got a good look at that sweater vest Mr. Cliff's wearing. That is an Alice in Wonderland vest. Tonight looking for his white rabbit, perhaps, could be in the form of a victory over Nick Armstrong.
There you go, we got all the literature references coming out tonight.
C.S. Lewis, we got the Bard. Who knows? Who else will reference by the end of the night?
Got to be careful. Got to bring up before the 5 count here. Mr. Cliff doesn't want to get himself disqualified, but he's not above. You look at that there, just stomping away outside of the referee's field of vision just.
And look, ordinarily I would condone that action. I would not condone that action. But Mr. Cliff needs to do whatever it takes to get a win. He's desperate, Sean.
Oh, at this point, just cheat. Just absolutely cheat. Do whatever you have to do. Just get that 1 on the board.
And if Mr. Cliff can't get a win by cheating, then I can't help this man.
That's it. When I was a high school student back in the day, I cheated plenty of times.
Oh, jeez. Look at those hard strikes. Mr. Cliff firing back, though.
Going for a nice picture-perfect scoop slam there.
See, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Mr. Cliff almost got the job done right there.
Firmly executed fundamentals by Mr. Cliff, now coming in with a rear naked choke there, wrenching through.
Oh, good call. He is wrenching that one.
Yeah, whatever it takes, absolutely. You want to count Nick Armstrong out, you want to choke him out, you want to get that pinfall victory, whatever it takes. Hell, make him hit you on a chair, get that DQ. And really, at this point, I just want Mr. Cliff to come away with a victory.
And Nick Armstrong, he's been around the block a fair amount of times. Oh, hold on. Splash by Mr. Cliff. Now the lateral press.
2 count. Honestly, that is what you need to do. Sorry, you were saying that.
Yeah, Nick Armstrong's been around the block for a fair amount of times, almost 18 years a professional here. HAVOK was already wrestling for 10 years plus by the time Nick Armstrong debuted.
By the time HAVOK first started his career, I was 8 years old.
I will not tell you how old I was because it will make you feel old.
And now Nick Armstrong coming into feet again, as we mentioned, 3-time RCW heavyweight champion, Mr. Cliff, unless I've got my
wait, Rob! Feet on the rope!
Wait a minute, whoa, okay! Quick to the jump there at the very last second, catching it, but that is exactly what Mr. Cliff needs to do.
You don't think Michael Kent could have just let that one go a little bit?
Honestly.
Maybe just a little bit.
Throw him a bone, but then I really don't want to be catching the ire of the champ either.
And that frustration is on full display. This is what I was talking about. This was Mr. Cliff all afternoon, just angry, frustrated, chomping at the bit.
And you know, when Mr. Cliff kicks the bottom turnbuckle there, he actually broke his toe, little known fact.
Is that right?
It's a Lord of the Rings reference, don't worry about it.
Oh, I see. He's our resident Viggo Mortensen. And Mr. Cliff cannot waste any time. These tantrums are not helping anything.
Look at, he's going red around the face. The man needs some anger issues, really. He has some anger issues. He needs some anger therapy.
He does. As Richard Gubick, he used to be a trained anger management psychologist.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. Look at him.
Dr. Guda is not a... that's another thing I do want to question, is whether he actually does have a doctorate, but that's neither here nor there for now.
Well, he should be sued for a medical malpractice, but we'll get into that later. Now...
Going for a vintage elbow drop from the apron. Through the middle rope, taking his time, however.
Yep.
Pay for it.
He pays for it. I saw this with Snaxx at Mount Gambier. Mr. Cliff just wastes too much time when he could be capitalizing on his opponent.
That's another thing to keep in mind if you're not within the CBD range here to see RCW live. Keep up to date on our website. We might be coming a bit more rurally to your area. We're always checking out new places.
Yeah, we're coming to Tumby Bay on the 19th of October for Rumble at the Red Roof 2. Wrestle Rama in Port Lincoln. Oh, the very next day, beautiful counter there by Nick Armstrong.
That back body drop is exactly what eliminated Nick Armstrong from the Battle Royale per Dean Brady that cost him the Riot City Rumble.
Great call. You're spot on with that one, Sean.
Coming in for a vicious clothesline.
Armstrong cooking on all cylinders right now, Sean.
There, building a bit of steam. Wow!
Beautiful blue. Thunder! Bomb, no! Just the two.
With a kick out, 2.5. Keep that hammer nice and fresh, ready for that bell. Just elementary at this point. Nick Armstrong spells it. He feels it. It is cutter time.
That patented Armstrong cutter has won the champ, many of his championship victories over the years. Now, to put away Mr. Cliff, no!
Cliff had it scouted.
Whoa!
Wait a minute!
Did Cliff just go for a drop kick?
He went for a drop kick, but now we're looking for a sharpshooter here. Nick Armstrong twists it over, has it applied, center of the ring, Angus.
Yeah, Mr. Cliff is deep and he taps immediately.
Wow! What does that tally at now? 0 and 36.
Oh, don't say it, Sean. Don't say it.
0 and 36. And here's the problem. That was a tremendous showing there from Mr. Cliff. Save for a few choice mistakes, which he did make. That is what Mr. Cliff needs to do now. He needs to go back to the whiteboard, as it were, figure out what he did wrong, and learn from those mistakes.
He needs to study the tape. He needs to see exactly how he messed up, how he got caught in that sharpshooter, because Mr. Cliff is a very talented wrestler. I've never seen him pull a drop kick out before. I think maybe a miscalculation on his behalf. 0 and 36, unreal.
We are on the road now to battle for supremacy. Nick Armstrong coming away with a victory. We'll see what's next for the champ. Of course, now back to our potential co-GMs, maybe soon to be solo GMs back in the ring.
We've got a big weigh-in later tonight. We'll find out more when we get there, but let's go back.
The next match is a C4 singles match. Introducing first,
holder of the Emerald Crown. More than anybody else, this is do or die time here for Vincent Di Maria. If he loses this match, not only is he eliminated from the C4, he is no longer the champion. He cannot make his way into the finals.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. We'll have a look at the standings right now. Vincent Di Maria, after 2 matches, he is only on 1 point. That means he is not in control of his destiny. He needs to win tonight, Sean.
Weighing in at 130 kilos. He is the hero of Riot City. Sigma!
I'm going to give you a direct quote from Sigma himself. This is going to be the first match of the C4 that does not matter. In Sigma's mind, that is the absolute truth, because win, lose or draw, Sigma has already solidified and cemented his place in the finals.
Yeah, I was actually in the room with Sigma when he said that, and I asked him afterwards, I said, Sigma, this match absolutely matters. Vincent Di Maria is fighting for your life, and he said, it doesn't matter to me, I'm already in the finals. Very confident man, Sean.
Very confident man, and he has no reason not to. What the hell is this?
An absurd display is what this is. An absurd display.
If I am Vinny, though, I don't know how confident I would actually be. Sigma has run absolutely roughshod through the competition. He is the reason, arguably, why Sabbath has decided to put his career on the line. He was beaten so badly, deflated so thoroughly, that he said, if I cannot win any match in the C4, I'm done. My career in RCW is over.
No one has pinned Sigma since he returned to Riot City Wrestling. That is a fact. This man could be cruising in to the finals of the C4 Absolute Grand Prix, undefeated, and could be our next Emerald Crown holder.
This is the thing for Vinny as well. Let's just say, for an idea, that Vinny wins this match tonight. And let's say that it's going to be one-on-one in the finals. Not only does Vinny, wait a minute! Wow!
Before the bell even rings, just clotheslining Sigma over the top rope.
Vinny fighting like his title depends on it, because, quite frankly, it does. Wait a minute.
It is...
Wow, straight into the post.
Do or die time for Vincent Di Maria. This man has been the Emerald Crown holder for over 200 days. This is his 203rd day. And if you ask him about the reign, he feels overshadowed. He feels like the C4 has taken the wind out of his sails, Sean, because he has not got a victory yet. Tonight, he is fighting with all his heart, all his soul to defeat Sigma and make it to the finals.
Exactly right now, the match has officially started. Vinny in the ring with Sigma, crossbody, straight for the pin. This could be it.
Whoa.
Holy.
That was 2. That was 2.
Vinny has not left his foot off the gas pedal since this match started. Sigma is absolutely flabbergasted.
He can't, Sean. He's got to, like a fire, he's got to just smoke out Sigma. He's got to be on top of him. He's got to extinguish the flame.
What I was saying before is, here's the thing for Vinny. Let's say he wins this match. It is one thing to beat Sigma once. It is a whole nother thing entirely to have to defeat him twice consecutively.
And don't forget, if Vinny wins this match, he's counting on the next match being a draw. That's the only way he can qualify.
Wait a minute, lariat! Well scouted.
Oh, leg lariat.
Vinny. Lariat followed by leg lariat, followed by yet another pinfall. 2 count.
Oh! So close. This is the closest anyone has come so far to putting away Sigma.
God damn, besides that finger poke from earlier, I don't think Sigma has put a single move upon the body of Vinny so far, the current holder of the Emerald Crown.
The spot on all, but there we go. Just a little bit too much head of steam there from Vinny.
Now so far, Sigma keeping his cool, keeping it calm and collected, as far as I can see from my vantage point, and now we are in a precarious position here.
And a man who's over 7 feet standing on the second turnbuckle. That is massive.
Hold on. Wow.
What
Whoa.
the hell?
Whoa, Vinny, powerbomb.
What was that? That was unbelievable.
2, 3,
no.
Jesus.
Oh, come on.
What in the hell has happened since this bell rung? Since before the bell rung, Vinny is on top of Sigma. Vinny is the aggressor.
This is the performance of Vinny's reign so far. I'm calling it. And if he can do the unthinkable, if he can pin Sigma tonight, I think Vinny could ride that momentum.
You can't suplex Sigma. You got to be careful here. He's been a champion since March. He makes a crucial mistake here, and he loses that title straight up. Now kick to the stomach here. Wait, looking for that Sigma bomb, calling it straight up. Up.
Like Babe Ruth, he's calling his shot. Vinny not allowing it.
You know, stunner! Stunner from Vinny again! And once more, a tail from since the start of this match. Sigma flat on his back. Vinny feeling it.
Look at this. Listen to the reaction for the young general.
I really didn't have this on my bingo card here, but I think you may be looking at your C4 finals. This might be it.
There is a lot of fire, a lot of anger inside Vincent Di Maria. It is all on display for us right now.
Hell! Going for that suplex again. Wait a minute. Jockeying for position here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God! What the? Vinny is in trouble here. Oh my God!
Tombstone pile driver. Shades of, well, years gone by, Sean.
Well, I mean, he's done. He's out. Sigma just dropped, pulling it from a suplex into a tombstone.
And the Sigma bomb could be...
Surely not. Oh my God!
Exclamation point, the cover, lateral press, and that's it.
Just to clarify, for those watching at home, you have now witnessed the relinquishing of the Emerald Crown. As of now, Vinny is no longer the holder of the Emerald Crown.
You're right. This is the first time this has ever happened. It was always a possibility in C4 Grand Prix, but because Vinny is only on 1 point, there's no mathematical way he can qualify for the finals.
And you can see there, Sigma now on 6 points.
Undefeated, the first man ever to go undefeated in a C4 Grand Prix.
If you are Sabbath, if you are Snaxx, there is an absolute mountain that you have to climb now. The undefeated Sigma has emphatically stamped his place in the final.
Yeah.
How can you not go for this man?
He already was guaranteed a spot. He already had enough points, but tonight he has just crushed Vincent Di Maria's chances of making it to the finals. Now, the general manager is going to have a word now with Vincent Di Maria. And we are about to witness history for the first time ever, Sean.
Since you do not qualify for the finals, you're going to have to give up that belt. You're no longer the Emerald Grand Champion.
Shut up, Buddha. Have another week.
You cannot help but feel bad for Vinny at this point.
As I said, this was always a possibility, but I didn't think it could happen. I didn't think it would happen with Vinny. He has been a valiant Emerald Crown holder since he won it back at the Fringe in March.
See, now being forced, being asked to hand over that title, and as of now, Vinny is no longer the Emerald Crown holder. Well, come on!
Come on, that can't be easy for the young man. To relinquish a title he never actually was pinned for.
Peter just snatching, but of course, there we go. The show of respect for a formidable, a valiant champion in Vinny. This is not the end of his story by any stretch of the imagination. He may not be the crown holder, he may not be going forward in the C4, but this is just the beginning of the journey for the young general.
Well, let's bring up our standings again and confirm. Sigma with 6 points guaranteed in the final. Vinny with 1 point, he cannot make it through. That means it's all down to Zach, Sabbath, and Snaxx. The winner later tonight will join Sigma in the finals at Battle for Supremacy for the now vacant Emerald Crown, Sean.
That's exactly, it is now do or die for everybody involved. For Zach Sabbath, it's his career on the line. For Snaxx, I mean, let's not forget, Snaxx has options. Snaxx has options. If he loses this match, he still has the Strength Cup.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hearts. Forever in our hearts. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory. All things that you can expect on the headstones here for people that contributed to society. Honourable people, respectful people, stuff that you would see on maybe even my headstone in future. Amber, you and I are going to make history in the first ever casket match. Now, Amber, I'll give credit where it's due. You've done a very good job of getting inside my head, but you haven't got me that easily. Because I have no intentions of going down that easily. Amber, on October 5th, I am going to put you in that casket. I'm going to nail it shut, and I am going to bury you in that hole that you crawled out of, so not even the worms will get to you. And as for a headstone, Amber, well, let's just say that I don't think anybody at all would even bother wasting the stone on you.
Cadie. You brought dark times here when you were supposed to be a fearless leader. But these days, I make you live in fear. I make you fear what scares you the most. The fear of being forgotten. The fear of never being able to see the light again. I've cast a dark shadow over you by unlocking your greatest fear, and now I will lock you up and bury you in that same fear once and for all. Take a deep breath, Cadie. Take a deep breath, because you never see the light again.
Introducing first, weighing in at 100 kilos, the wrestling legend, Cadie Tre.
How terrifying is it that you have Amber, the Empress of Darkness, saying that you're the one that has brought about the darkest times?
Yeah, I just watched that video we played just before. That was terrifying stuff. I don't know how Cadie Tre is actually walking out with the bravado he's got right now, because he is a marked man, and this is the first ever casket match. So any advantage, any strategic edge goes out the window. This match has never taken place in South Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere before, Sean.
I have never been more glad to be sitting behind this commentary desk, halfway across this entire community center from that casket. Everything that happens from now is all on Amber and Cadie Tre.
Yeah, you're right. This is why we're commentators and not wrestlers, because somehow wrestlers get themselves into these situations. They get themselves into casket matches with undead demons.
Well, this is exactly it. Cadie Tre has put himself in this position. You've heard about poking the bear. He poked a poltergeist.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
God, what in the sweet hell? Tre, I don't know if you can see through the mist at the moment, but trailing behind the Empress of Darkness is some sort of being, and there's another casket.
A mini casket. It's like,
what in the hell? This is mind games, plain and simple, which is half of Amber's entire genetic makeup is mind games.
well, if you followed Cadie Tre on social media, he perfectly recapped the situation we had here. This started off innocuously enough as a singles match at the Fringe. Amber then tried to take a bite out of Cadie Tre in that battle royal after spitting mist in his face. This then evolved into a singles match of brutality in which Amber cut his hair. And it's been going on and on and on. Mind games. Amber at the Riot City Rumble, the mini Amber. Cadie Tre, his dreams were invaded by Amber.
It's worth pointing out, Cadie Tre has pinned Amber. I mean, Amber's pinned Cadie Tre as well, but Cadie has gotten the better of Amber once or twice, and yet she keeps coming back again and again and again. Relentless.
No mere singles match could contain these two. And, oh, Amber's got a
present?
I think we'll find out what's in that later, perhaps. Hopefully we never find out what's in there.
I don't think Cadie's getting stuffed in that. Or you know what? Maybe he is going to be. I mean, this is kind of it, right? The rules of the match is you have to take your opponent, stuff them in the casket, and close the lid. I'm not entirely certain that Amber has not decided that he's going in that small casket.
You're probably right there. On a night that we celebrate the 25 years of HAVOK, the 25 years of South Australian wrestling, this is the first ever casket match.
You just saw there Cadie Tre had it scouted, almost luring the Empress of Darkness straight at him, catching her by the throat, and now just manhandling Amber.
And before we get too far underway, the rules are this. The two referees either side, when signaled, will open the lid. You then need to put your opponent into the casket and have the lid completely closed.
We might be getting a demonstration right now. You see, casket is open. Cadie Tre!
Mere millimeters away already.
Jeez. Honestly, like seeing your death there,
and now
right in front of you.
Seesawing.
Hold on, Cadie. Hold on for dear life. Jeez.
Did you just say, like, seeing your death right in front of you?
Exactly right.
What an image. That is a gory image.
And when you're up against Amber, everything is gory. There's no light and shade here. Plain and simple, Amber's evil.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Cadie Tre leaping from the casket to the hardwood floor below.
Good, get your distance. Absolutely get your distance. Don't come over here.
Yeah, please stay as far away from us as possible. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Jeez, shades of the Rumble. After Cadie was eliminated, you remember, Amber brought the goddamn casket to the ring.
I wonder if Cadie Tre's victory in that tag match at Mainstream Mayhem last month, I wonder if that's buoyed his spirits somewhat. He did pin Amber less than a month ago, only 3 weeks ago.
Well, let's not forget, Cadie Tre is a former RCW World Champion. Went on almost a year-long, in fact, I think it was past a year, Cadie Tre was champion.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh! Crushing the hand of Cadie Tre.
All right, well, that is not good for Cadie Tre.
Just unreal stuff we're seeing right here. It's insane to think that this match is built to this point, where these two are fighting to literally put your opponent in a coffin.
He just had the coffin slammed on his dogs. You know, they say the dogs, so his finger dogs, as it were.
His finger dogs?
His finger dogs.
And now you can hear the fans say Amber wants to kill you. I don't disagree with that.
And now look how the tables have turned, and I mean psychologically here, that pomp, that charisma, that surefire ego that Cadie Tre had just minutes before is now evaporated.
Hold on. Tre.
Whoa, with authority.
Is that the first wrestling move of the match we've seen so far? And now I'd just like to clarify, this is actually a coffin. A casket is rectangular, and a coffin has those tapered edges.
Yeah, that's it. For the, did you go on Reddit for the coffin versus casket debate?
What was this, trebuchet versus catapult?
Now Cadie instructing him to keep that open, maybe taking a bit too much time here, and jawbreaker for his troubles.
Now that lid will remain open until the referee's determined enough time has passed, and then they will close it.
There you go, a neck breaker as well. Cadie Tre throwing out some conventional wrestling moves here. Not Not a bad plan, to be honest. At this point, you need to incapacitate your opponent enough that you can just roll them in.
And I think you need to play to your strengths. Cadie Tre is a wrestler. He's a trained professional wrestler, former Riot City Wrestling champion. He knows what he's doing within the squared circle. It's just what's outside of it slightly that he's a bit unsure of.
You have to, unfortunately, look on the other side of the stick as well. Amber, former RCW Women's Champion. In fact, it was only a year ago at this very event that Amber lost the Women's Championship to Miki.
And that was the same event that Cadie Tre lost his title to Delta.
Yes.
You were there, your first night on the job.
That's it. Happy 1 year to me.
Yeah, tonight we're celebrating 1 year of Sean Thomas.
And now that drop kick squarely to Cadie is now trying to force Cadie in, and Cadie using the ropes to his advantage there.
He's got to take any chance he's got here. Similar to how Mr. Cliff needed to take those risks.
You hear him barking instructions to the referees there. He wants them to move it vertically. I guess he has some nefarious ideas on how to get the Empress of Darkness into the coffin.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to help. I don't know what's going on in the twisted mind of Cadie Tre right now.
Here's my question. Did RCW have that coffin, or did Amber donate it? How do we get the coffin? Careful!
How are we sure Amber doesn't live in that coffin? How are we sure that's on her bed?
That's exactly, well, you know what? Fair point.
She was seen first riding out on the coffin, or rather, her doppelganger was back at the Riot City Rumble.
There's more than one Amber, which is the problem.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that little Amber since. Who knows? I keep thinking she's under the table somewhere.
Wow!
Oh.
Scooping Cadie Tre off his feet, flipping him over, making short work. There's such an immense amount of power that you just do not realize comes from that small frame.
Amber barely 5 feet in height, but she packs the punch.
Honestly, I feel like Amber, the second Amber, and wait a minute!
Oh no! Wait,
is that the guards, the security figures?
It's those hired goons!
Hired goons!
Oh no!
Cadie Tre caught up!
Cadie Tre's hired goons backfired!
Hired goons made a hired mistake.
Code breaker for one of them, and the other one getting out of there.
Smart. No amount of money is worth that.
Hired goon two, clearly the more intelligent of the two.
Well, hopefully they were paid before. Cadie Tre, I don't think, has any idea. Still got a kick out.
He's lucky he found Amber.
Cadie Tre looking like a ghost himself, honestly. We're coming up on Halloween.
Yeah, it's not too far away. Not too far away at all.
See, both of them are scarpered. Hired Goon's gone.
And now we're back to Cadie Tre, Amber, center of the ring. This is anything other than a regular professional wrestling match.
I am still wondering what the hell that little coffin is in the corner of the ring there that Amber brought out.
Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that.
Anything about this match I'm not forgetting. This is all seared into my mind at the moment. We're about to see somebody get locked in a coffin. Coffin? Casket? What do we decide?
It's a casket.
It's a casket.
And is this thing getting buried as well? Like, what's going on once you're in there? Oh, Amber fighting her way out of the coffin.
That's it, with that mandible claw. It's what defeated Cadie Tre the first time around in their first encounter.
Oh,
wow!
Oh.
Spin around DDT.
Now Amber,
Wanting.
She could just roll Cadie Tre. His feet are close enough.
That's it. Unfortunately, as soon as you're on the ground, you're in prime position just to be scooted over, and the match is won.
And I think Cadie Tre, on instinct, getting out of the ring, but he doesn't, I think, realize he's on the same side as that casket.
Oh! Hold on. We might be seeing a submission maneuver here. Head scissors from over the top rope.
And Amber's version of the tarantula there, I think, Sean.
And you have to, and remember, there is no submission. There's no count out. There's no DQ.
But this is good. This could incapacitate Cadie Tre. He could be sitting duck for Amber to roll him into that casket.
That's it. Cadie Tre, the blood flow.
He's awfully close, Sean.
I think he's rolled in there.
Yeah, Amber's just got to make sure she can close that lid on him.
That's it. Not only do you have to get your opponent into the casket, you have to be able to get up and close the lid yourself.
This could be it for Cadie Tre. Rest in peace.
Well, good riddance.
You will not be... She can't close it. Cadie Tre still forcing it back up.
That's it. With every fiber in his being, Cadie does not want to be in that casket. Has a chair to thank.
That's right, that chair placed in there earlier in the match, paying off now for Cadie Tre.
Honestly, I don't think I would have thrown it away either. I would have kept that chair with me.
That's right, all legal in this match, as we've seen.
That's just me. I'm not implying that I do any better in this match.
Yeah, that's right. How would you go if you were in this, Sean?
Honestly, if I was in here, I would put myself in the casket and have a breathing mask with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
And now, maybe looking for a power bomb.
Could be thinking power bombing Amber. Oh, raises edge maybe into the casket.
What are you just going to throw her into the casket? Cadie Tre.
This would surely incapacitate her.
Evil intentions in mind. Up. Holy hell. Hurricane Rana as a counter.
And Cadie Tre, look how close he is.
Raining down with punches. Amber straight on top of the head of Cadie.
I think if this match was judged on points, Amber's got the most amount of attempts of getting Cadie into the casket, but Sean.
Oh my God. Well, no. Whatever's in there, I don't care.
There's that little coffin. What's in it?
Bring it over into the center of the ring.
That could be anything. That could be a decapitated, a severed head in there or something.
Oh my God.
Well, not far off. A bunch of creepy dolls.
It is playtime and Amber has brought all the toys.
But this match is no child's play. This is serious business.
Amber, wait a minute. I mean, it's just a bunch of doll parts, I think, and now trying to almost do a reverse DDT straight onto the various.
Cadie Tre goes for a.
Oh my God!
Uranagi onto those severed doll parts.
Demon or human, it does not matter. There is no way to land on a doll.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt any way you slice it
Oh,
up.
okay. Now I don't know how wise that is.
I hope they're not haunted items.
They're Ambers.
They could be haunted items.
Yeah, quickly, before she realizes what you've done, gonna roll her straight into the casket. Be done with it. What a crowd willing Amber. Cadie is taking too much time.
She's gonna close the lid. Here we go to put her away.
I mean, Amber, I think it's got a shoulder and arm, and somehow
she's dragging him.
Hold on!
Dragging Cadie Tre straight to hell, Sean.
Cadie be dragged in. I mean, Amber's still in the casket.
This could be a double finish.
Oh my God! What the hell is going on inside there?
I can't see from my vent. I don't think anyone can see. There is an all-out brawl taking place in the casket. Amber, the first one out.
Wow!
The only one out.
Only one out! Amber! There was chaos. There was chaos inside that casket. Then everything went still. I don't know what happened inside that casket, but Cadie Tre has been incapacitated. He is motionless, and now he has been locked inside a casket, Angus.
Sean, I think the only thing we'll ever know is that only Amber and Cadie Tre will know what took place tonight. The Empress of Darkness able to incapacitate Cadie Tre. She is your victor. Cadie Tre has been put to rest.
Dear God, you know, you say this is the first casket match we've ever had, hopefully the last.
Yeah, I hope so. That was one of the most unique matches, one of the most unique outcomes. I don't think I've ever seen a match end like that, Sean.
If you are Cadie Tre, hopefully you have put this to rest, as it were. For both of these, for both of them, I hope so.
Will we ever see him again, do you think? Left, we have Miki Fortune and the muscle mercenary, Dean Brady. And Miki Fortune has held on.
Miki Fortune, Dean Brady, both on the outside.
This could go either way.
Out of the ring, Miki Fortune. has won the Riot City Rumble!
This is it. This is what it has all come down to. Matt Hayter, Chris Basso, and the Grand Championship to be decided with a special guest referee, Matt Grimm Basso.
Whoa! What the hell?
That was the Sparta boot. Grimm has just destroyed the heart and soul of Riot City Wrestling. You are never getting your hands on the RCW Grand Championship as long as it is over the shoulder of Chris Basso.
Goading the official ego.
With the old guard standing tall. Miki Fortune, the #1 contender.
Miki Fortune clearing house.
A lot of questions raised right now after this encounter.
I am the first ever female to win the Riot City Rumble. Find myself in the main event at Battle for Supremacy. Chris Basso, you better count your days because the Huntress is coming.
It's an interesting situation that Matt Hayter and Miki Fortune have found themselves in. The old guard has been around for a long time, since my first show here, and Matt Hayter has been an enemy of the old guard for as long as I can remember. For Miki Fortune though, this is one of the first 2 times that she started to tangle with Basso and his band.
Well, this is a major preview of what we're going to see at Battle for Supremacy. We know that Miki Fortune, the winner of the Riot City Rumble, has that guaranteed title shot. It will be her and Chris Basso, Battle for Supremacy. And of course, Matt Hayter, well, he's got a lot of problems himself with the old guy. Specifically now, Dean Brady.
That's it, Dean Brady has a slew of issues with the official ego, and chiefest which seems to be Matt Hayter's association with his little sister Delta. Never mind the fact that Dean was the one that ousted emphatically his own sister from this company, but he cannot stand Matt Hayter, and he's made that abundantly clear.
Dean Brady back last month at Strength. Actually cost Matt Hayter a shot in that Strength Cup. Another opportunity Hayter could have had to challenge Chris Basso for that title, taken away from him by the old guard, taken away by Dean Brady. And we're here in the Goodwood Community Center. This venue holds a lot of special memories for Dean Brady. This is where he won the Emerald Crown, and this is where he sent Delta packing.
That's it, and of course remember when Dean Brady won the Emerald Crown, that was pretty much the beginning of his association with the old guard. They saw something in him, and I gotta say, this might be the best acquisition, the best decision that Ben Rosenthal and Chris Basso has made. They saw something big in Dean Brady, and it's hard to argue with them.
And introducing their opponents.
Angus, I'm really hoping that Matt Hayter has learnt from his mistake. I'm really hoping that he knows not to charge into that ring at the moment before Miki Fortune has come along.
I hope he's recovered from the assault from Dean Brady last month.
This is the last opportunity for Miki Fortune to continue that momentum heading into Battle for Supremacy. Not only the winner of this year's Riot City Rumble, she is the first woman to have that title bestowed upon her, and that, as you said, has granted her a title shot one-on-one with Chris Basso.
And just look at the attire Miki Fortune is wearing tonight. The first time we saw her come out in that was when she faced off against Delta back for the unification match at last year's Battle for Supremacy. Miki Fortune trying to come full circle, trying to redeem herself from last year and become the Grand Champion at Battle for Supremacy.
That's it. It has taken Miki Fortune a full calendar year to climb her way back to the top, to have that opportunity to fight for the highest prize here at Riot City Wrestling, something that Matt Hayter has been doing for the past 6 months.
And Matt Hayter, he's had his chances at the Riot City Wrestling Grand Championship. Tonight, it's all about supporting Miki Fortune and getting some revenge on the old guy.
It's all about momentum. It's all about opportunity. Every single person within this match is out for blood with the other. Now, of course, one of the difference makers on the outside, Ben Rosenthal, and I cannot discount the other, the newest member of the old guard, Grimm. Of course, he will be in the main event later tonight, but who's to say he's not going to come out here?
Those old guard guys, they are always someone to keep in the back of your eye, back of your head, I should say. You never know. You never know where they are.
Hey, look at this. The mind game's already starting here. Chris Basso and Dean Brady just taking their time, a very lackadaisical approach to starting this match. The bell hasn't even rung.
No, not yet.
Who is going to be starting this matchup is the question. Has either team decided?
This is not a tornado tag match. We must have two people from either, or one person from either team start the match. Only two allowed in the ring to begin this.
That's been really difficult for Matt Hayter. The last 2 times we've seen him. First time he went up against Chris Basso a couple of months ago, ended in a disqualification, double DQ, and we needed a full locker room just to keep them apart. Second time, unfortunately, the big boot from Grimm Matt Basso cost him the title once again.
Yeah, I would say Matt Hayter has not had a fair shot at Chris Basso yet, but Miki Fortune, the rightful winner of the Riot City Rumble, she is up next.
Now we can see that Miki Fortune, the Huntress herself, is going to be starting for her team. And I think we might be having the muscle mercenary, Dean Brady. Hold on. Well, okay, now we don't even have a one-on-one.
I mean, this is a high-stakes match. Both teams, they know how much this means. Momentum is a key factor here in professional wrestling.
Oh, okay. I mean, we haven't started.
Well, referee has called for the bell. Officially, this one is on the clock.
We still haven't determined who's in the ring here. It's 2-on-1.
Well, I think the old guard determined it for Matt Hayter and Miki Fortune.
That's it, and now the number 1 contender being shot against the ropes, calling for both members of the old guard, Chris and Dean, up and over.
Double low bridge there. Miki Fortune now.
Hold on!
Hayter!
Official Ego taking to the skies, rolling over the old guard to start this contest.
You know, we got Sigma, we got Red Smash too, but Matt Hayter looking like a certifiable superhero right about now.
That's it, Matt Hayter, just a master of all styles, really. And I think now we have some semblance of order here. Muscle Mercenary taking on the Huntress. Well, spoke too soon.
Oh, there we go. Miki Fortune, like I said, eyes in the back of her head. Taking it now to the old guard.
Double clothesline. Now tag into the Official Ego.
Double Irish whip.
Hold on. Coming through.
Double splash there from Matt Hayter and Miki Fortune. Look at this tag team continuity here.
I was going to say, and as far as I'm aware, this is the very first time that Hayter and Fortune have tagged 2-on-2. This is their first, and like a well-oiled machine they are.
Yeah, and they're going up against former Riot City Wrestling tag team champions. It wasn't all that long ago that Dean Brady was a double champion here in RCW.
Muscle Mercenary has had victories. Oh my God! Victories of late over Nick Armstrong, over Banjo Powers, has been racking win after win after win here. It's hard to deny his success.
Oh no, Dean Brady is on the run of his life right now.
Well,
and Matt Hayter trying to take his eye out. Coming out, just the one.
I really don't think you want to. Well, maybe you do. Maybe that is the game plan to get Dean Brady angry, to have him make a mistake. I was going to say though, I feel like the difference between Matt Hayter and Dean Brady is the amount of seriousness that each man employs. And I worry that Matt Hayter is not taking Dean Brady as serious as he should.
Well, he absolutely should be. He should be taking this deathly seriously because the Riot City Wrestling Grand title is in the clutches of the old guard. Matt Hayter needs to do whatever he can to get it out of the hands of Chris Basso.
I was going to say, and if you're Chris Basso, this has been an exercise in doing as little as possible for maximum gain. He did not win the key to the city. He did the minimum amount to gain the championship, and he has his bunch of goons to himself to do his dirty work for him.
And from what Grimm said, we can infer that he voluntarily handed that key over to Chris Basso to allow his brother to become champion.
And Miki Fortune knows all of this and more. You can see the #1 contender taking it to the Muscle Mercenary.
Meteora in the corner, hooks both legs this time, just the 2 count.
You can see there, Basso, one leg on the apron there, almost thinking that was going to be a 3. It was just not too long ago that Miki Fortune said, Chris Basso, you better count your days because the Huntress is coming. We're on the countdown to Battle for Supremacy as we speak.
And look who's in the ring now, Dean Brady, Matt Hayter. Hayter playing a bit of mind games with Dean Brady during the week, wearing the shirt of his sister, saying that more or less she chose him. Manipulation at its finest. And I think Matt Hayter needs to play those games. He's got to get inside the head of the old guard like they got in his head.
And wait a minute, transition into a guillotine here. Oh no, I spoke too soon. I think Dean Brady had it scouted.
Yeah, switches the grip. Now the roll up by the official ego.
Good Lord, that just intense, scary strength that Brady employs. And this is exactly right. You do need to play that psychological warfare. I mean, let's not forget, it was over half an hour that both Bradys fought each other in a bloody, violent sibling affair.
And beautiful counter by Dean Brady.
Wow!
Into that power bomb. And now Chris Basso wants the tag. You see this? And now, after taking that power bomb, Chris Basso feels ready to come into the match.
Honestly, I think that's a mistake, Angus. Dean Brady was just feeling himself in his element. Honestly, if you're Chris, I reckon stay on the apron. Take your time. If you want the Muscle Mercenary to go out and do your dirty work, let him do it all.
Yeah, but this feeds into what you were saying before, doing the least work possible. Don't think that as soon as troubled waters start brewing, he's going to get out of there.
That's exactly right. You know that. Well, I mean, there you go. Tag in, tag out. I spoke too soon.
Barely a minute in there. More like 30 seconds, and he's already out. Job well done, Chris Basso.
Hayter has to be careful here. This is one thing you can say about the old guard. Tag team experts. In whatever formation they place themselves in, and what they're going to look to do, they're going to isolate the official ego in the corner, have quick tags, and keep them well away from the Huntress.
And now Chris Basso tagging back in. Like you say, quick tags, ringing up the arm of Matt Hayter.
Oh! Front and back kicks.
Yeah, kicks either side. You heard that back kick.
Make a wish. And Jesus! Well, right on the official egos.
Covered out by the engineer. Count of 2.
Now, the old guard has had an absolute stranglehold on Riot City Wrestling for the better part of the year, if not more, since we started first seeing those cryptic messages coming out. And you have to wonder, of course, we know what their end game is at this point. We heard a bit from Grimm and kind of his individual philosophy about it. It's about this new generation that has apparently come forth, and they're not bred like they used to be. And for all these men here in the ring, they're looking to stamp out what they believe to be not Riot City Wrestling.
Well, I remember when it was Grimm versus Matt Hayter a couple of years ago, and Matt Hayter said, Grimm said, sorry, that Chris Basso was a killer before Grimm left, and when he came back, he was dressing up in Frozen outfits and dinosaur costumes and having a good time with Matt Hayter, but that killer was gone. Well, thanks to the old guard, thanks to Ben Rosenthal, that killer is back.
Wait, careful. That's kind of it. They've kind of pushed Matt Hayter to the brink and brought out the old Matt Hayter that Delta was talking about a few months ago. The Matt Hayter that she wanted to go against at the time, her RCW Grand title. Now Matt Hayter's so close.
He is fingertips away, Sean. Dean Brady too strong though. And if that was Delta's parting gift to us, bringing back the old Matt Hayter, then mission accomplished.
Imagine being the Huntress at this point. You have to just watch as your tag team partners being systematically picked apart here. Miki Fortune with a surprising amount of self-restraint here.
And quick double team offense, dropping the knee, cover, 2 and no.
I was going to say, it does kind of speak to the faith that Miki Fortune has in Matt Hayter to get his shoulder up for the 3, but you just saw there, she got up on the ropes there wondering, was that going to be the 3 count?
Look, to get a pinfall victory over the Grand Champion ahead of your main event title fight.
Oh, wow! And to see that a slap heard around the world, and that is going to be enough to get the Huntress into the ring.
But look what's going on the other side, the chain, Dean Brady and Rosenthal.
And Rosenthal, a tale as old as time here, is going to get himself involved.
That goblin with the chain, strangling Matt Hayter.
God, his head is looking shiny tonight. And that is going to be enough. Unfortunately, that is a fundamental mistake that the Huntress has now made. Something that Matt Hayter knows quite well from the battles that he's had. And this is the thing that the old guard does, is they force you to make mistakes that you otherwise wouldn't normally. That's exactly why Matt Hayter ran into the ring during strength and caused him to be just evicted out of, and he had to go to a medical facility.
They put the pressure on, they frustrate you, and they get you to your boiling point, to your breaking point, Sean.
Honestly, at this point, Chris Basso on top of the world. Dean Brady wants the world, and I think they're inclined to take it.
But interestingly enough, Dean Brady did not win the Strength Cup last month against Snaxx and Mike Grimm. That was a rare fumble from Dean Brady. And I think that's just made him even angrier here tonight.
Oh, wow!
Rare miscommunication as well.
We see another mistake potentially by the muscle mercenary. Good Lord, Chris Basso might have a rib broken or two.
That was a hellacious spear there by the chaplain of the old guard, the muscle mercenary, and Miki Fortune preventing Dean Brady from getting back in the ring.
Miki Fortune smelling an opportunity here, realizes it's a chance to take 2-on-1, needs to get in the ring, and I was going to say I thought Basso was going to be, wait a minute!
Roll through tag is made!
Miki Fortune looking to make her way into the ring, going to go up, high flying style.
The Huntress is legal, high crossbody.
Now we get our preview. This is what you're going to see at Battle for Supremacy. The RCW Grand Champion Chris Basso and the Huntress Miki Fortune.
Miki Fortune tripping up Chris Basso. Beautiful strikes here. The #1 contender is looking in fine form, question mark, kick.
Absolutely fresh, ready to go, fired up. Miki Fortune goading Chris Basso to going for a strike.
Cazadora rolls through. Chris Basso face plants. I think Miki going for a heel hook there. Double stop Mayari style. Now the cover again. 2.
Wow, whoa, okay. Just goes to show. 3 seconds away. 3 seconds away.
Some of the fans here saying that was 3. I don't know if I necessarily disagree with them.
Unfortunately, whether they want to agree to it or not, this match is still going, so Miki Fortune has to keep going.
Could be looking about Mayari. No, Dean Brady, well scouted.
Mayari, no, but gets to eat the ropes for her troubles, and now Matt Hayter back in the ring.
Oh, lariat. Mega lariat, super mega lariat.
Lariat from hell. You just see that immediate burst of strength. Now, unfortunately, Matt Hayter in an awful position to be in here.
He is hung up to dry, Sean.
And now Brady sizing up. I mean, Matt Hayter is in awful trouble here. I don't think he really knows where he is. Hold on!
Oh, knee to the side of the head by Miki Fortune.
Coming in clutch at the exact right moment. I don't think Matt Hayter knew where he was, but now Miki Fortune is going to pay for it. Oh my Jesus!
Off the roundhouse, there was the powerbomb. Now Chris Basso, what is he thinking here? Goes for, I think, an F5.
Wow!
Canadian Destroyer from Miki Fortune.
Keep in mind, Matt Hayter still up the top there.
Perfect,
moonsault!
perfect position for that moonsault. That's it.
1, 2.
Oh!
And Dean Brady pushing the official ego to break up the count. Beautiful technique.
That is all he could do, Sean, to break it up. But don't forget, still legal in the center of the ring. Miki Fortune and Chris Basso. The count is on. Meanwhile, on the outside, things are spilling out.
I was going to say, I think Dean Brady and Chris Basso and Matt Hayter have just made their way into the crowd here.
We're up to 4 in the center of the ring, though.
Miki Fortune was used as a projectile into Matt Hayter.
Yeah, Chris Basso still is late in the game, pulling out all kinds of new moves I've never seen from him before. The count, what are we up to now?
That's 8.
Could be looking at double count out, perhaps.
And now the #1 contender to her feet first.
Chris Basso's down. I think he got to his feet first, though, before he fell back down.
I don't know where the hell the other two are, but I've at least been hearing the sounds of war.
Well, I don't know where Matt Hayter is, but Dean Brady making his way back to the ringside area. Where is Matt Hayter?
At this point, I'm just going to assume he's laid out. This may as well be a handicap match now.
I think you're right. Matt Hayter, nowhere to be seen.
And again, coming forward. Hold on.
Code breaker combination.
Oh God, Dean Brady has not let go.
Spinning out into the slam of his own now. The cover from the legal Chris Basso.
That's it. That's all.
2.
And no. 2 count by Miki Fortune. And now you see Miki Fortune. At this point, you have to assume she'll be the one to tag out. But there is no Matt Hayter.
Yeah, there is no one to tag.
Chris Basso having a scouter, potentially looking for Sega Mega Driver. It is Sega Mega Driver, but no, Miki Fortune simply will not be denied.
Driving Chris Basso into his partner, buys Miki a brief reprieve before the scoop and the slam.
Honestly, though, I don't know how much more Fortune can take this 2-on-1 affair. She can keep kicking out, but at some point, those shoulders are going to stay down for the 3.
And watch Chris Basso right now.
What the hell is Chris Basso doing up on the top?
Harkening back to his cruiserweight days, perhaps.
Oh my God!
Oh, Miki gets the knees up. The knees to the already injured ribs of Chris Basso. Remember the spear he took earlier.
Yeah, whatever ribs he had left is now fully concaved in on himself.
And all of a sudden, it is Chris Basso desperate for a tag.
Hey,
wait a sec. Where's that coming from?
Just remember, your sister chose me over you, dickhead.
I don't know how wise that was from Matt Hayter here. Wait, Dean Brady coming forward.
Oh, it is spilling out into the entranceway here.
Wow.
They are right beside us now.
Said the magic words and brought Dean Brady firing out like a cannonball.
On the entrance ramp now, right in front of us.
Jesus, we've got to be careful here.
Rosenthal saying get back in the ring, but Brady asking for that steel chain we saw earlier.
Ben Rosenthal looking to do a bit of traffic control here, but I don't think Brady's going to be listening.
Hayter is right beside us now.
Oh my, did you hear that?
I heard that. Oh, super kick from Matt Hayter. Brady's laid out right here on the entranceway.
Brady's hand is broken or what, but either way, and there's a super kick. He is laid out.
Meanwhile, what is happening on the top rope?
Hayter, super kick. The champ is down.
Miki Fortune up on top. Mayari.
The #1 contender is about to pin the champion.
Here we go. 2, 3.
Wow. Miki Fortune has pinned the RCW Grand Champion.
At Battle for Supremacy, We could be looking at our new Grand Champion in Miki Fortune right here.
And you called it. What Matt Hayter has to do is to lean into those mind games, get into the head of Dean Brady, and as a result, Dean Brady essentially took himself out of the match.
We saw the further manipulation just moments ago. Matt Hayter on the entranceway, using the microphone, telling Dean Brady that his sister chose him. Dean Brady now laid out.
I think Hayter has figured out his new strategy. It's called the Delta maneuver. And the old guard now has to go away and lick their wounds. Still the RCW Grand Champion, but for how long? It's only, what, a month or so removed away before Battle for Supremacy, and it'll only be one-on-one for that time round.
It'll be back in this very venue in December. Stay tuned for social media for all the ticket information. We've still got a massive second half coming up. We've got a big weigh-in from our general manager candidates, a big four-way match, the conclusion of the first round of the C4, and 25 years in the making. Grimm versus HAVOK. We will see you on the other side.
Listen to the Big Shed come alive!
This is the hottest ticket in Adelaide.
The last Big Shed Brewery show was absolutely off tap.
The loudest ovation I have ever heard here at Riot City Wrestling. That was chaos. That was anarchy. That was brutality.
I came here to say some nice things about our match coming up. Grimm versus HAVOK for the first time ever. A goddamn dream match for me. But then I started hearing rumours. People are telling me that you're going around saying you're disappointed with my integrity over this whole old guard kicking the crap out of Matt Hayter thing. Which I gotta say is confusing, because I thought if anyone was going to understand, it'd be you. Something is wrong with this next generation. But let's talk about what happened. It was Basso versus Hayter, special guest referee. You know, I had all intentions of calling that straight down the line. But then I was out there, and I could hear people chanting his name, feeding that goddamn ego of his, and I snapped. I couldn't take it. I could not let him win that goddamn match. And these kids, they're not like you and me. They're men pretending to be monsters. But guys like us, we're monsters pretending to be men. That's why we're still here after 20 years. That's why it's up to guys like me, guys like Cree, guys like Dean Brady, and you to teach these guys a lesson and put them back in line. You know I'm right. Let's not forget, HAVOK, that you're the one that taught us that lesson on our first match. I'm not even mad about it. You were right to do it. But now it's up to us to pass that lesson on. So here we are. October 5th. It's going to be you and me. Still a goddamn dream match. But we got to see who's going to show up on the day. Is it going to be HAVOK, the man, or the monster?
If you're throwing me to the lions, you should know I'm not scared of dying. I wouldn't take back one thing I did, one word I said.
Want to welcome you all back here to RCW Powertrip, and what a way we're going to kick off the second half here. We have a fatal four-way match, and what an absolutely fantastic way to really rollick into Battle for Supremacy. These four individuals are going to be looking to make a statement, not just towards the end of the year, but to carry that momentum into 2026. And to begin with, we have the White Rhino himself, Redshaw, looking to continue that momentum since extricating himself away from his manager. And of course now, we're going to head back to Angus Daisy for the three other competitors in this match. To imagine that AMT is the furthest thing from Redshaw's mind, and rightfully so. Is making his way to the ring, the weapon, Mike Boomer, a veteran, a legend in his own right, and somebody who is looking to really carve his own path with Kings of Ruin, of course, with the path that the other three members of Kings of Ruin have been forging, heading into Battle for Supremacy. This is the opportunity to Mike's Boomer to solidify his own momentum heading forward.
He is one half of the Riot City Rumble Tag Team Champions from Enterprises,
17 years of age, he is one half of the RCW Tag Team Champions. And while they have been a formidable tag team in themselves, it's a fantastic chance for Kaito to show what he can do in singles competition. Both Bob, B.O.B., that big old bastard, and Kayatoa are dangerous individuals. It's why they've made such a great tag team, and you have to wonder, maybe not so much with Izzy in tow, because I don't think I think she has more morals than that, but for B.O.B. on the outside, will he play a bit of an X factor here? Kayatoa needs to be careful already. Tempers are beginning to flare. And speaking of flare, there's something to think about. We saw Mr. Cliff early on tonight losing to Nick Armstrong, making it 0-36. One of the numbers here that have made up that 36 is Red Smash 2. Red Smash 2 now looking to morph his way into some more. Oh my goodness. Sorry, the metaphor got carried away with me there. And now, with all 4 competitors in the ring,
back here at ringside with you, Mr. Sean Thomas.
Thank you very much. This fatal four-way has begun now. Redshaw, Red Smash 2. Kaya Toa, one half of the RCW Tag Team Champions, and Mike Boomer. Wow!
And this is a big-time 4-way match. Things are spilling out to the outside already. Look who's in the center of the ring right now. The 2 youngsters, the 2 high flyers. It is Red Smash 2 and Kai Toa.
Kai Toa, as I mentioned, 17 years of age. Red Smash 2, age unknown, I'm going to say. He could be 15, he could be 42.
Age unknown, weight unknown. Apparently from Planet Smash. Did you know that?
All from the 90s.
Yeah, from was it a Saban series near you?
Wow. And again, I talked about the skill and the experience that Kai Toa is looking to kind of gain as he goes match to match. This early showing that we're seeing between the 2, this is the perfect opportunity for Kai Toa to really show that single skills. Flipping over, up and over, both men making their way to their feet.
Yeah, matching each other. Move, 4, move, Sean.
Good grief. Kai Toa, Red Smash 2 finding themselves in the middle of the ring. Redshaw and Mike Boomer have been supplanted on the outside. I spoke too soon. The White Rhino now beginning to make his way into the ring. I wonder about the peripheries of Red Smash, and exactly right. I really don't think he can see past ahead of himself there, and that was unfortunately not to his benefit.
Really has a single visor to work with there, Sean. Now the White Rhino taking it to one half of the RCW Tag Team Champions, the youngest Tag Team Champion, the youngest champion in RCW history. He was 17 years old, was Kai Toa, when he won that title. Just the 2 there.
And has he reached his 18th birthday yet? That's the question
He has recently just passed 18. He is old enough to drink. He is old enough to vote. General managers will be back out here in a bit just for their big weigh-in, Sean.
Well, I spoke too soon then. Happy birthday to Kai Toa. No longer 17 years of age. Of course, we see there as Mike Boomer makes his way back into the ring. Redshaw, new lease on life since getting rid of or shedding AMT, as I'm sure Redshaw sees it as. Since then, has had an old but a new attitude. Redshaw has always had a bit of an anger problem, but now it's been able to be unleashed.
Look, I still disagree with the unsheathing of AMT. AMT brought Redshaw to Emerald Crown success. He was a valued asset for Redshaw. Now Redshaw doing it on his own, belly to belly. Beautiful. But turn around, here is Red Smash 2, who catches a back elbow.
Yeah, but you have to look at Redshaw now, and you have to ask yourself that question. Does he need AMT anymore? Has he really grown past the necessity to have a manager, to have someone on the outside? I mean, it's hard to really deny it has unleashed him in a brand new light, really. Former Emerald Crown holder, potentially former RCW Grand Champion, and case in point, the target of all 3 men.
Yeah, that's right. Kai Toa, Red Smash form an alliance, and Mike Boomer, here he comes, knee shiver, and outside in with that beautiful springboard DDT.
The weapon executing to perfection.
And watch out for Kai Toa flipping over. Was that a 450?
450 off Red Smash there.
Unique offense. Red Smash 2 not allowing that one to go down.
You know, the first time that I saw Kai Toa, he was being thrown off a balcony by Matt Grimm Basso. And since then, I think there's not a single ledge, there's not a single place that Kai Toa can't launch himself off of or be launched from.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, Sean. Kaitoa is a daredevil, a risk taker, and here's Mike Boomer, sort of a precursor to these two in his younger days, much the same in his offense to these two young men.
I'd say the three of them doing their best impression of the Borg here. There's kind of one mind that all three of them have, same offense.
Oh, big kick there, and watch Boomer, he can soar with the best of them.
That's it, do not let the age of Mike Boomer fool you. He is just as quick and waiting. Here we go. I talked about the anomaly.
It's that bitter old bastard, Bob. Did you notice there? I got a little bit of revenge. I got a kiss from my fiance, Izzy Shaw, that really kind of incited Bob, but I don't care anymore. I don't care, Sean.
You're fine with it? All right, if you say so. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Spanish fly from the top rope.
You know, B.O.B., the bitter old bastard is not the champion that you need to be looking out for. It's Kaito in the ring, almost picking up a win after that Spanish fly.
And a senton from Red Smash to break things up. Red Smash number 2, of course. We just did a great episode on RCW Blast, if I say so myself, on the history of the Super Mega Action Superheroes. Check it out on our YouTube channel.
That's it. After you've watched RCW Powertrip, you're on the YouTube channel here is where you'll find that exact thing.
That's absolutely correct. Now Redshaw taking Kaito up to the top. Red Smash 2 right behind him.
This is a really difficult situation to be in, no matter who you are. It's one thing to say you have to have eyes in the back of your head, but really you have to have a full 360 awareness at this point.
The White Rhino charging.
Oh my God.
Don't tell me he's going to take both men on his shoulders.
He's got to be careful. Mike Boomer.
What an impressive feat of strength. And Mike Boomer now has Red Smash number 2.
That's it. Boomer, I think, I was going to say maybe he should have just let Redshaw take out his two opponents, but I think Boomer wants to be responsible for all of their demises. Oh my God!
Oh my God, that back breaker from Mike Boomer. And now he has Redshaw in his sights, does the weapon. Can he get him up on his shoulders, Sean?
White Rhino hoisted up onto the shoulders of the weapon and now coming forward with his own power slam. Again, both these men having each other completely scouted.
Back stabber from the weapon, representing Kings of Ruin here tonight. Later on, we're going to see Zach Sabbath in potential career-threatening action. And in our main event, HAVOK. And watch out for Bob again.
Here we go. Once again, the bastard getting himself involved. And it's a fatal four-way. You cannot be disqualified. It's not strictly a no disqualification match, but what are you going to do? Throw it out for the rest of them?
And this is more Thorn Enterprises and Kings of Ruin action.
Good Lord.
Fighting on the outside there. Right past the entranceway here.
If you look, Kaitoa in the ring here is kind of a little bit, wait a minute.
Kaitoa coming to aid his buddy.
I think this is maybe an unfortunate mistake that the young Kaitoa is making here. He's kind of, back in the ring.
Yeah, there's two guys still in the ring. Redshaw using the situation to his advantage. What is going on the stage here?
Boomer and Kaitoa have just, they've gone up into the stage now. This match is still going.
Yeah, it's a 2-on-1 up on the stage, but back in the ring, we got Red Smash 2 and Red Shaw.
It's worth noting, it may be no DQ technically, but it is not falls count anywhere. Only Red Smash or Red Shaw are able to get the victory.
That's the deadweight power slam, Sean.
Fortunately, this might be over. Red Shaw has the privilege of being called the winner of this match and has been a thankful recipient of opportunity where both Mike Boomer and Kaitoa essentially took themselves out of the match.
Yeah, that's right. Red Shaw using distraction to his advantage, getting the job done here in a big, high-profile four-way match, Sean. Unbelievable. And the White Rhino, you mentioned it earlier, Sans AMT.
Hold on.
Seems quite successful here.
Angus, I don't think we're quite done here.
I think you're right.
Okay. The match is already over at this point. You've made your point. You've really...
He's not gonna...
Wait a minute, he's looking to unmask.
Wait, that light's good. The lights are being cut.
I was going to say, Red Shaw about to unmask Red Smash.
last time we saw this man?
The last time we saw Einar the Strange, he had his last match here. He was emphatically and officially removed from the RCW roster. What the hell is he doing back here?
That's right, it was disband or despair against Chris Basso, Powertrip 2023. We thought we'd seen Einar for the last time.
He's got a full count here. Look at this man.
He is looking cut right now.
And Redshaw, essentially, I mean, this is barely a man. This is an entity. This is a sheer force of will. Redshaw, unfortunately, is one-on-one.
Former two-time tag team champion, Einar the Strange. This guy ran roughshod over Riot City Wrestling for the better part of 2 years, and now standing here face-to-face with a White Rhino Redshaw. This is an encounter I never thought I would see.
Oh my God, look at these two men staring face to face. I'm still not sure, I mean, how is Einar here? Why is he here?
How did he find his way back to Riot City Wrestling?
Wait a minute, going for the, why are we looking for Wasteland?
Yeah, Wasteland coming up perhaps.
I haven't seen it in a year. Redshaw wisely scarpering from the ring.
He had to, there was no way out for Redshaw there. What a night! Einar the Strange back in a Riot City Wrestling ring. Did you think he'd see the day, Sean?
Absolutely not. I thought this man was gone for good, and I think he's still, wow! Careful! Redshaw has to pick his spots wisely here. Look, I can't tell you why or how Einar is back, but one thing is for sure, he's made his intentions very, very clear.
Yeah, the White Rhino, he must be looking at his future here. Einar the Strange back in Riot City Wrestling. Unbelievable.
You heard it here. Einar the Strange apparently is back. Somehow he has returned to Riot City Wrestling.
Hey, look, if he's here to help out guys like Red Smash 2, fight for some justice in Riot City Wrestling, I'm all for it. We need more of that around here, Sean.
Honestly, I think at this point, this is exactly why we need a general manager, because chaos apparently means that anyone can come back at any time for any reason.
Well, Einar the Strange, after his near 12-month exodus from Riot City Wrestling, has found his way back. The odyssey for this man is complete. He is back in Riot City Wrestling with his eyes firmly set on the White Rhino Redshaw. The future is looking very strange indeed, Sean. And it's about to look even more strange. I have some important business to conduct at the ringside area. I'll be back with you very shortly, Sean.
Get strange to stranger, apparently, because we're going to be going from this entity, this madman, to politics. Why not? Angus is now making his way down to the ring as we're about to have the official weigh-in.
Well, how about that Einar the Strange? Back in Riot City Wrestling. Did you guys think you ever seen that again? Well, if you couldn't tell by the 1900s scale being put in the ring, it is time now for the official weigh-in of our general manager candidates. So come on, let's bring them out. Let's bring them out right now.
Well, you heard it there. A year ago, when I was first here at Powertrip, and I was sitting alongside Big Brody Marshall as my commentator colleague, and now in just a few short months, in just a short amount of time, Big Brody Marshall's going to be back in the ring. We know he's going to be a tag team affair. Brody Marshall and Dan Under taking on the team of Dr. Gouda and Jet Armstrong. Wyatt. that there is at least something underneath that bathrobe. Be that as it may, we don't need a weigh-in to be told that Dr. Gouda is about, I don't know, a third of the weight of Big Brody Marshall. And I really have to wonder, Dr. Gouda, does he fully understand the gravity of the situation that he is in? Co-general managers for now, but soon he's going to be in the ring in a wrestling capacity. There's only so much that Jed Armstrong can do to actually, save him.
All right, everyone. So this is the official rules of the weigh-in. One by one, I will ask the candidates to stand on the scales. We'll find out how much you weigh, and then once everyone has been weighed, we'll take an official photograph, okay? All right, so up first, Jed Armstrong, everyone.
Jed Armstrong first up to be weighed. Oh, good grief. I can't say he doesn't come out in style. Armstrong Fashion Week.
All right, calibrating now. Calibrating. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Jed Armstrong weighing 87 kilograms.
87 kilograms of pure muscle. Look at him.
You're a lot heavier than I thought you would be. How do you achieve this position? Go on.
As you can see, I've been on the road in preparation for this match. I've been eating nothing but organic, plus cattle for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come, let's get to the 400 grams of $10. I'm the manhandle down here. Guaranteed that.
All right, Jed Armstrong, everyone. And now the most we've been waiting for. We're going to find out just how much Dr. Richard Gouda weighs.
And now the main event, I believe. This is the true main event. Dr. Gouda has anything to say about it. Is he? Oh! Interesting. What's taller, but Dr. Gouda on the scale. Well, Dr. Gouda.
Thank you, referee Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, official weight now. Dr. Richard Gouda officially weighs in at 69 kilos.
Outweigh Dr. Gouda by 20.
You are a medical professional. You're a politician. Yes. But you are not a professional wrestler. So how do you plan to take on two certified badasses in Brody Marshall and Down Under?
The only real certified badass is Steph freaking Armstrong over here. And look, a true general manager plans for all occasions. So I think I'll be just fine, Big Brody.
All right, everyone, Dr. Richard Gouda. All right, next up. Not to be saying we have the Outback Legend Down Under. Step on up, man.
Down Under. I really don't think Down Under's going to be stripping off his clothes anytime soon. Well, and that's one way to assert authority. At least he took his boots off. There we go. We're going to have to account for hatch weight and jeans weight.
Step on up, please. We will find out how much Down Under weighs. All right, Michael, let's get a look tonight. Calibrating now. The hat is off. That's what he weighs 5 kilos. All right. Boys, get hallelujah. Down Under. 99 kilograms in the water.
99 kilos. Down Under officially weighing in.
4th
Forced over.
Tell me, what do you you think of your opponents?
A few words, oh boy, I can't wait for this.
Now it's time for Big Brody Marshall.
Calling it now, Big Brody Marshall is going to have a big Brody weight. Look at the size. Look at the physique of this man. Kilos.
Yeah, it's my first match in 2 years. I've retired with an injury, so it's all been rehab on the neck. So, but I'm ready to kick some nerd ass. So, get ready.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just to summarize, the combined weight of Team Gouda, 156 kilograms. The combined weight of Team Marshall, 214 kilograms.
Wow. What is that, 70 kilos difference?
In the ring, get some photos of the two candidate teams. I'll get out of here.
There you have it. We're going to get the official photo. We're going to see this match at Battle for Supremacy. Whoa.
I want them to get a front row seat, buy a ticket for them, they can watch as you let them down, as you disappoint them again, just like the real white leg.
Jimmy, need to be careful there. Big hand from the pocket sand there. This is disintegrated already. His weigh-in has turned into warfare. Where'd the chair come from in the booth? Big Brody Marshall, watch out! Oh my God! 2 years since Brody Marshall has been in a ring. 2 years. This has absolutely devolved into anarchy here. There's the co-general manager, supposedly. Richard Gouda, Gouda now just choking the light. All I can say is Jed Armstrong, Jimmy C, Richard Gouda, they better be absolutely ready at Battle for Supremacy. Because if Down Under and Brody Marshall weren't going to bring the fire before They have lit a powder keg of flames. This is going to be intense. I'm at this point fearing for Richard Guda's life. I'm not going to lie, I voted for the man, but really I have to question the intelligence of what just transpired here. This is no longer going to be an ordinary match. I fear that this is going to be a slaughter. Well, you have your way in, I guess, and at Battle for Supremacy, the tag team match is going to happen. Jed Armstrong and potential general manager Dr. Richard Guda against a team of Down Under and the other candidate in Big Brody Marshall. They won't have to wait long to exact their revenge. Now that's Battle for Supremacy, of course. Powertrip is not done. We still have one more match in the Absolute Grand Prix, the C4. Before the finals take place, we're going to have Sabbath putting not only his place in the C4 on the line, but his career, as he goes one-on-one with Snaxx. What's on the line? A potential match in the finals against Sigma to then grab the Emerald Crown. Back to Angus Ardesi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that turned into something I didn't expect at all. But don't forget, Battle for Supremacy is still going to be Team Richard Guda versus Team Brody Marshall. But coming up next, we have our final block match, the C4 Absolute Grand Prix. The winner of this match will join Sigma in the finals. Now introducing first.
Wondering why the extra swagger, considering what lays in front of him, look no further than what is in the hands of Snaxx there. That strength cup that Snaxx holds. And I'm sorry here, but I'm being joined. Welcome Sigma to the commentary table.
Hello, yes, I'll be joining you today. Can I just get something off my chest real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
Listen, I know we don't have a wellness policy here in RCW, but we're going to be looking into Vincent Di Maria, okay? Because that performance was a little anabolic, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely fine. I just want to, well, first of all, congratulate you, obviously, Sigma. We know at Battle for Supremacy, you are now guaranteed your spot in the finals.
Which is ironic, because I was already guaranteed a spot in the finals, which is why I said that match didn't matter.
And I'm just guessing that the reason you're out here is obviously your invested interest in this match here. Both these men, Snaxx and Sabbath, there's no two ways about it. You have beaten both these men in the qualifying matches. Who do you think is coming out on top here? More to the point, who do you want to see in the finals?
I mean, that's a very interesting question, because as you said, I have beaten both of them. So to me, it doesn't really matter which one wins. However, they're both looking really good tonight. They're in really good shape. I'm excited for this one.
Now we're going to have Angus coming back onto the announce table. Angus, just so you're aware, we have a friend here.
Oh my goodness, Sigma is I go for 5 seconds to take my spot, Sigma.
Sorry.
Sigma, if you don't mind, would you mind just coming forward into the middle here? You can take center stage.
I do so
Absolutely.
much for this company.
Well, I don't want to harp too much on what we just saw, but that was one of the most hellacious things I've ever seen.
It was. And that's why I feel awful right now. Thank you for bringing that up.
I'm not talking about you versus Vinny. I'm talking about the weigh-in. But nevertheless, this is for all the marbles. The winner of this match will join you in the grand final, Sigma.
Absolutely, which was, as I was just explaining before, was the case before that match also.
And here we go, Dark King versus Snaxx. Before we even get underway, Sigma, who would you rather face?
I just answered this question.
I was doing my due diligence there, Angus, and but I know if it's one thing that we can talk about, because obviously, as you said, both these men looking great, and I'm just going to assume you've beaten them once. You believe you can beat them again.
They're missing one quality that I have, and they don't.
What's that?
Unmatched sexual charisma. It's just me and Bob holding up this company right now.
Bob aside, we have an incredible match on our hands here. The stakes couldn't be any higher. And we saw the relinquishing of the Emerald Crown, which just raises the stakes even higher, Sigma.
Did you get as much enjoyment out of that I did?
Look, I thought Vinny had a hell of a reign. I thought, you know, if it wasn't for a couple, you know, decisions that didn't quite go his way in the C4, he could have been one of the greatest Emerald Crown holders.
Wow.
Could have been.
You know, I do have a question to ask you, Sigma, because before you came up, I was talking about the cup that Snaxx brought into the ring, the Strength Cup, which guarantees him a title shot at his discretion. Do you have any worry that if you are to go into the finals, and let's say that Zach Sabbath or Snaxx comes into the match, you beat them for the Emerald Crown, and immediately that Strength Cup could be put against you?
I am perfectly happy to give both of these men their flowers, and I know that Snaxx is a very smart individual, and I'm going to keep an eye on him, regardless of the ending of this match.
And if Zach Sabbath loses, of course, that would be it for him in professional wrestling.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Of course, you and Zach Sabbath have had your history. We don't need to go there, but
I don't really want to talk about it, thanks.
But Zach Sabbath, a legend of the game. We're celebrating HAVOK's 25th anniversary tonight. Zach Sabbath.
And Zach Sabbath is in that category. You said he's a legend.
He is.
He is a legend. And I beat him in 1 minute and 34 seconds.
That was an impressive outing. I don't think he quite prepared for you. I don't think anyone had prepared for the return of Sigma.
You've got to be prepared. It's part of the game.
I mean, Sigma, you actually inspired this whole ordeal with that Zach Sabbath. From the moment that he was beaten by you was when he declared that any further match lost by him would result in him retiring from RCW. That comes after your match.
Well, I'm not going to take credit for that. If he wants to put his career on the line, rather, I mean, that's just a silly decision. He's not going to beat me.
Oh! Big back suplex there. Could put away Zach Sabbath. No.
And let's talk for a moment. We had Vincent Di Maria early in the night going one-on-one with you, and he came out with a lot of fire, a lot of passion, and really, this is the first time, and if I may say so, it's the first time that we've seen any sort of chink in the armor of Sigma. You took a fair amount of punishment before you came away with the victory. Doesn't that all concern you that maybe now that both Snaxx and Sabbath have had an opportunity to face you once, they might find another weakness?
Vinny did an absolute number on me, and believe me, it really hurts me to admit that. However, if we look at the facts, Vinny hit about 20 moves on me. How many moves did I hit on Vinny?
I counted 2.
Yeah, it was 2. So am I concerned? No. Am I worried? No.
Fair point. I mean, I will just say for the record, I have you pinned as the winner of the C4. I've said that from the moment that we started this. It has been an impressive run so far.
That's why you're my favorite, Samuel.
Oh, come on. Look, I agree. I agree. You've been very impressive, but the fire in Zach Sabbath since putting his career on the line, I have never seen this man more determined, more motivated. But
he's got everything to lose.
But Snaxx, similarly, the Strength Cup holder, he had to win 2 matches in one night to win that cup.
I just gave the man his flowers. What more do you want from me?
I'm just saying, I don't think it's as clear cut as you being the favorite.
Okay. Well, we can agree to disagree.
It takes 2 to have a final. You know that? It takes 2 men to have a match.
Does it?
At minimum, it does.
Thanks for explaining wrestling to me.
I don't want to get in the way of you two here, but it's worth noting here, as you see Zach Sabbath turned almost inside out.
It's going to take more than a little blue pill to get up from that one, Zach.
This is a C4 qualifying match that we have underway. You know, we've looked at the score here, Sigma, at 6 points. We now know that Vinny stands at 1 point and will no longer qualify. We have Snaxx at 2 and Zach Sabbath at 1. Either win guarantees them their spot. This is do or die for both competitors, but it's hard not to wonder, does Snaxx really feel the pressure all that much? He can lose this match and he still has an opportunity laying in wait.
That's true, but we've just seen him win the Strength Cup. I think he'd have all the motivation in the world and all the confidence as well.
Oh, vicious forearm from Snaxx, looking for the victory here.
But not as confident as you, Sigma. You seem very confident that you're going to walk into this one, become the Emerald Crown holder, and win the C4 in the process.
Would you not be confident in my position?
I would say a little bit of hesitation goes a long way. I think it helps, you know, scout your opponent.
That's why you're sitting back here. And I'm...
Well, you're sitting back here with me right now, too.
Now. I'm not about now, I meant before.
I see.
I mean, Angus, it's hard to deny the facts. So since Sigma has come onto the scene here at RCW, I've seen nothing short of vicious lariats and absolutely monumental Sigma bombs laying out each member of a C4, and that's before the C4 was even announced.
That's right, you didn't even qualify for the C4 officially. You just came in and tore up the place.
2 count.
Is that a bad thing?
Oh, I think it's very clever. I've been singing the praises of that.
Have I not proved my spot in this tournament?
I think if you can back it up in the final, then you'll have proven your spot.
All right, well, I guess we'll see in the final, won't we?
Sigma now building up some momentum here. Both men have the finals on their mind, laying in wait here for Zach Sabbath. Come around the corner, that drop kick,
that
emphatic.
Good Lord, that hurts.
And yeah, you've been on the receiving end of that. How do you counter a guy who goes from a roll into a drop kick?
Yeah, not to mention the size of the guy. I mean, people that big generally aren't meant to move that quickly.
And that's coming from a certified 7-footer.
Yeah, exactly. So I would know.
And that is the thing about Zach Sabbath. Obviously, the man has strength in spades as well. It was only in your match. He superplexed you over the top rope, much like he is trying to do to Zach Sabbath now.
Oh yes, thank you for bringing that up as well.
And Sabbath having it scouted. Really not a man that I would say should be going to the top very often. He's really got more of that ground and pound style.
He has to take these risks. His career is on the line. Everything he's ever done comes down to this.
Hold on, wow, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. High risk, potentially high reward.
Those ropes after 6 matches are already very slippery.
Not the smartest idea, which is why generally I don't go up there.
That's why Zach Sabbath has made Snaxx pay for it. And look, turnabout is fair play. Zach has Snaxx in a familiar position here.
Wow! From the middle of the ring! Superplex with authority.
And as you said, Snaxx not a small man either. Coming from that height, it's got to do some damage, Sigma.
I think the ring just shifted, or maybe that was the entire ring.
Sabbath really needs to take advantage of his opportunity here. I said for Vinny earlier, he was fighting like his life depended on it, because the title has been his life for the better part of this year. Sabbath literally is fighting for his livelihood. If he loses here tonight, that's him done. Done in RCW.
True. And if either of these men fail tonight, they are done in this C4 tournament.
Yep, spot on. The winner will be the one who progresses to face you, Sigma. As we mentioned, now Zach Sabbath trading blows with Snaxx, center of the ring. Neither man really giving an inch at this point.
You see both these men fighting forearm to forearm. Snaxx said it perfectly. We've all had our backs against the wall at some stage. Both these men have their backs against the wall. It is do or die.
I haven't. I haven't had my back against the wall. I'm undefeated.
True that. True that. And you know what? Snaxx was the first to give you your flowers when he said that they've all had a tough time except for you.
Well, I mean, he's 100% correct, and I'm glad he's going to be honest about that and tell the truth.
And you are, of course, the first man ever to go completely undefeated.
Hold on! Careful! Oh my God. I mean, look, I'm sorry, that might be a mistake on Sabbath's part, because this is exactly how he ended up drawing against Vinny in the first place at Mega Slam. And here's the thing to keep note of. If Snaxx has a draw tonight with Zach Sabbath, Snaxx gets into the finals.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. Spot on, Sean Thomas.
So was that worth it? Was that silliness worth it?
And don't forget, the damage these guys are doing to themselves is only softening them up for you, Sigma.
It's tomfoolery, Angus. Tomfoolery.
I like it.
Now I think from the other side there, Sabbath has made his way back to his feet. Potentially running on adrenaline only at this point. Just a crumpled mess, Snaxx. And maybe this has paid off for him. This time, 3 count coming forward.
Wow, closer and closer. You got to think the end is definitely in sight for one of these two men. And the end of the line could be in sight for Zach Sabbath if he doesn't put Snaxx away.
This is the problem that I have here, because even if Sabbath comes away with a victory here, the last time he went up against Sigma, it was a couple of minutes, and it was a damn near absolute squash.
Hold on, was fresh. Vile driver thinking from Zach, no. Countered by Snaxx here. Sets up the Falcon Arrow.
The longer this match goes, wow, you have to wonder who this favors more the longer this match goes. Who has that cardio? Who has the endurance?
I'll tell you who it favors. The man sitting to the right of him.
You're growing on me. I like you.
Look, a fact is a fact. A spade is a spade. And Snaxx, this could be the exclamation
Swanton!
Oh, that's it. He hit it. He hit the Swanton.
Bye, Zach.
This is how he won the Strength Cup.
Got all of it.
To end Zach Sabbath's career. No.
Wait a minute. Oh, wow. Sabbath.
You know what? Best case scenario.
Zach Sabbath came away with the victory. Sigma, it has been set for you now. The finals of the C4 Sigma will be going one-on-one with Zach Sabbath for the Emerald Crown at Battle for Supremacy. Good God. For at least one more show, Zach Sabbath has saved his career. And you can see it there. As Snaxx said, it was that close. It was that close. Oh my God. You can see Sigma just still full with the same ego, the same confidence. And it is a thumbs up from Sigma to the back of Sabbath. It's Emerald Crown or retirement for Sabbath. You have to wonder, what does Sabbath have to do differently to ensure victory? Sigma had his number once. That's Battle for Supremacy. But now we're going to head back to the ring with Angus Ardacey as we head towards our main event. For the first time ever, we are going to see Grimm versus HAVOK.
Well, there we have it. Battle for Supremacy for the now, unfortunately, vacated Emerald Crown. It's going to be Sigma taking on Zach Sabbath. And don't forget, if Zach Sabbath loses that match, he will retire from professional wrestling. So, incredibly high stakes there. And speaking of high stakes, it is now time for our main event. The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is 25 years in the making.
We are monsters pretending to be men. Those were the words from Grimm, talking about HAVOK, talking about the generation that he believes should still be on top, should still be reigning supreme at the top of the mountain. Everyone else are just men pretending to be monsters. Tonight, we find out who really wins when Godzilla goes up against King Kong, when two behemoths, two giants of the Australian wrestling industry go face to face for the very first time. For Grimm, now a newly minted member of the old guard. This is about furthering the ideals of not only himself, but the old guard, and you can see him flanked by Ben Rosenthal. They have the Muscle Mercenary, they have the RCW Grand Champion. They have this man, Matt Basso, Grimm himself. This match is going to be one for the ages. I cannot wait.
For a quarter of a century, he has been the man. Tonight we celebrate one of Australian wrestling's best. For 25 years, HAVOK has competed across multiple promotions and dominated at its highest levels, becoming sewed into the very fabric of South Australian professional wrestling. Whether it be championships, or just straight up carnage and chaos. There are few who have left a legacy as impactful and as aspiring as the Master of Mayhem. Now, 25 years on since his debut in professional wrestling, not only do we honour a milestone few have reached, but a man who continues to excel at a genre that he helped pioneer in this country. Tonight, Riot City Wrestling honours HAVOK.
Into the abyss will I run?
October 4th, 1999. 25 years ago yesterday, HAVOK competed in the ring for the very first time. 25 years later, to celebrate this milestone, he was gifted the opportunity and the decision on who his opponent would be at Powertrip here tonight. He made the decision to grant that opportunity to Matt Basso, to Grimm, and it is a decision that he wonders if he will not regret wholeheartedly. Whether or not HAVOK regrets this moment is really neither here nor there, because the match is real, the match is now, and he now has a 7-foot giant across the ring from him.
Introducing first, from the old guard, he is the
stage has been set. There's nothing left to do for these two to begin. First time ever. HAVOK, Grimm, never before. Now as Angus joins me back at the commentary table, ready to start. We're going to get this one on.
Well, here we are, 25 years later. The Master of Mayhem, HAVOK, and the Viking Grimm in the same ring at the same time. This is your main event of Powertrip. I have actual chills, Sean Thomas.
It is 25 years worth of tape that these two men have on each other, the ability to be able to, and now you see, starting off, I really wasn't sure if we were going to see this, but we start off with a handshake, and I was going to say, these two have years upon years of tapes they can roll through to really get a handle on each other, but really, it's not until you actually lock up in the ring, right we're seeing now, that you get to learn about your opponent truly.
Well, that's right, and HAVOK, you know, always on the opposite side of the fence to Matt Grimm Basso. HAVOK, of course, started out in PWSA the beginning, October 1999. Went on to hold championships all throughout his career. Maximum Power Wrestling, Joint Promotions Wrestling, the Snake Pit, of course, one of the founding fathers of Wrestle Rampage, current Australian national champion, former tag team champion over there, former Riot City Wrestling champion. What a resume.
And that's it, the list goes on and on. HAVOK was actually part of the event of the very first wrestling show that I saw in Australia. HAVOK was a part of that card, I remember it well. Now on the other side of the coin, you do have the Viking, a man who is rightly credited with Riot City Wrestling, one of the founding fathers of RCW, a man who has won titles the world over, a man who has chopped me.
That's right.
I felt the chop of the Viking.
And don't forget, there was a period of time where we thought Grimm was done with wrestling forever. He had a health scare, able to come back from it. And finally, you know, 5 years since HAVOK has joined Riot City Wrestling, 25 years since his debut, we're getting this match. This is a veritable dream match, Sean Thomas.
Now, HAVOK was saying he wasn't sure whether this was the right decision to make. He wasn't sure, based on the actions of Matt Basso, whether this is the opponent that he wanted, whether they actually were as alike to each other as he figured. But at the moment, we are seeing actually a pretty, I don't want to say tame, but a fairly reserved testing out of one another.
Well, I think you're right, and I think it just goes to the respect that Matt Basso, the Viking Grimm, has for HAVOK. These two guys, in another world, HAVOK and Grimm could have been friends. They're much more alike than they are different, I think.
Oh. And there you go, there's that wily veteran instinct that HAVOK employs, not allowing Grimm to get ahead of steam, looking for that big boot. HAVOK wisely dodging out of the way here.
And that's 25 years of experience. He scouted Matt Grimm Basso incredibly well there.
You see, Grimm said it, he was that close, that close.
And let's not forget, before we get too further into this, that it was the debut match of Matt Grimm Basso back in 2001 that was interrupted by HAVOK. HAVOK ending a match in a no contest, a match between Grimm and Chris Basso. I don't think Grimm's forgotten about that, Sean.
Oh, exactly right. He absolutely has not. Their two careers are intertwined, even if they have been fairly separate for the majority of their career. For Matt Basso, it was kind of a trial by fire, no pun intended there. But for Matt Basso, this was an introduction into the world of professional wrestling. Unfortunately, it was at his expense that it was done, but it was HAVOK saying, all right, kid, let's give you a shot. Let's see how much you can take.
And many say there would be no Riot City Wrestling without HAVOK, without HAVOK's actions forcing Matt and Chris Basso out of PWSA back in the day. They might not have started Riot City Wrestling together. That might not have happened. They could have just been wrestlers on the same card as HAVOK for years, and we would never have had this match.
I said it's the big what-ifs that come about in Australian wrestling, and of course this match itself was another what-if HAVOK.
Oh!
And Matt Basso come face to face.
And don't think HAVOK has missed a step. In his 25 years, this man has just gotten better and better. He's in the best shape of his career right now, wouldn't you say, Sean?
Well, that's it. I said that he was just as good as he was 25 years ago, but you're absolutely right. He's better. And there with authority, Basso picking up and slamming him down. What comes up goes down. HAVOK has got an absolutely wild 25th anniversary present ahead for himself here.
Well, if he can get through Matt Grimm Basso, he might be able to celebrate the night away, but that's a tall order, and that's no pun on the size of Matt Basso either.
It is so interesting. I'm still trying to get into the mindset of the Viking. What propelled him to give away, to be okay with his key to the city being essentially stolen by his brother, and he essentially awarded the retention of the title to his brother in lieu of Matt Hayter, a man that he said himself he loathes. He hates what Hayter represents.
And his word, oh, there it is. Basso chop. That's 25 years in the making. And yeah, Matt Grimm Basso, his words were curious because he implied, hold on, cover.
One count.
He implied that when he Sparta booted Matt Hayter, that was a split-second decision. That was a decision fueled by rage. But his actions of giving his key to the city to his brother say otherwise.
Well, that's exactly right. And it really, somebody like Matt Basso, in the same way that HAVOK calculated that step and moved away from the elbow drop, I cannot believe that the move by the Viking was not calculated.
Yeah, you have to believe it was. To be the special guest referee for that match, to be in just the right spot at just the right time to hit that Sparta boot. Come on.
You see now, we're getting away from a wrestling match, and you see the strikes are flying. We're getting elbow smashes, forearms, boots to the chest. It's kicking into another gear here.
That was a high back elbow there from the Viking, and now he's got those grounded punches hard to the head of HAVOK.
That's it, in the mount position there, firing away with those large, huge fists.
And while we have the opportunity on the outside, Benjamin Rosenthal, now manager of the Old Guard, a history he and HAVOK have goes on for years and years. He was his manager for the better part of a decade, Sean. Even here in Riot City Wrestling, helped HAVOK to the RCW Championship. How symbolic is it having Ben Rosenthal out here for this match?
Oh, look, I'll tell you what it is. If you look close enough, you can almost see the tan line around the neck of Ben Rosenthal from that neck brace that he wore for what felt like years, honestly.
It did, didn't it? Kick out at 2.
And that's one thing to remember about any member of the Old Guard. You're not just facing off against Viking. You are facing off against Ben Rosenthal. You are facing off against Chris Basso. You're facing off against an entire faction that is hell-bent on ensuring you don't come away with a victory through hell or high water.
But now HAVOK runs with the Kings of Ruin. And you heard when I announced them before, the ovation the Kings of Ruin got. They are a beloved stable here in RCW, and HAVOK a proud member, despite having his issues with all the members of that team. Hold on, went for that forearm. HAVOK had him well scouted.
Oh, it is something that somebody like HAVOK understands well. You don't exactly need to be best friends with someone to be a formidable tag team partner with. Look no further than Sabbath.
Yeah, they had their issues. They had a big no DQ hardcore match at the Fringe a couple of years ago. Now the best of friends.
Now HAVOK coming against the ropes here. Caught, goozled.
Viking knows exactly what he's doing here. He's on the outside though, which is a dangerous position. He's probably got to get back in the ring somehow.
You know, whatever feeling out process was there before is now, hold on. Now striking HAVOK on the ropes here. I was just saying, whatever feeling out process these two had earlier has firmly finished, and now it is just simply slugging it out with one another.
Grimm is just waiting, taking his time here on the outside, on the apron. Scouting HAVOK.
And the thing is,
was HAVOK playing possum there?
You have to be really careful trading blows with the Viking. Look, I'll say it, as far as technicians are concerned, HAVOK has the edge, but I really don't think you want to go blow for blow with Matt Basso. You're not going to come out on top.
Oh, for sure. That is the thing about Matt Basso. This guy is a certified killer. Check out our episode on Grimmick from RCW Blast a couple of weeks ago. We documented this man's turn into depravity. Some of the things he used to do in Riot City, even to his own brother, which just unheard of. He curb stomped him onto a steel chair, Sean.
Oh, hold on, Angus. I think there's another nefarious act ready to take place. Looking to almost choke slam him outside of the ring, it looked like.
We're thrown back to the old days of GD Grimm. Oh, back into the inside.
That's it. Close lining over the top rope, back into the ring.
Which is probably good for HAVOK. And buys him a little bit of a reprieve here.
Again, Grimm needs to be careful with the amount of posturing he's doing.
Oh, both men over the top rope.
Up and over, back in, you go out just as quick. Potential mistake there from Basso, posturing a little bit too much, pandering to the crowd, and he suffered a lariat over the top for his troubles.
And this one, as we mentioned in the last match, the longer it goes, the more it probably favors Matt Basso. He is the younger man. He does have the advantage of having Ben Rosenthal out there and the old guard wherever they are. HAVOK, 25 years of veteran, but I'm not sure how his gas tank's going to hold up in this one.
You know, 25 years veteran for HAVOK. It's worth noting, Basso not too far behind, 23 years in this business, as you said, coming up in 2001 is when he first continued.
Oh, well, that's right. It's a matter of a couple of years, but I mean, it makes all the difference, I think. Remember, it was.
Oh, hung up on the steel barrier. Sorry to interrupt you there. And now you can see there, Grimm telling the referee there, do not continue the count. Comes out, so rolls in, rolls out, breaks up the count, gives him more time to inflict that punishment on HAVOK. And here I think we might see a strategy starting to be employed here by HAVOK, using the pole. It looks like this.
Oh, by Matt Grimm Basso. Charges HAVOK into the pole, spine first. He's got to do some damage.
And this is it. This is where Grimm lives. Wherever he can inflict punishment on his opponent, and outside, you've got steps, you've got poles, you've got guardrails, everything that is technically legal.
And now throwing HAVOK back into the ring.
Grimm needs to be careful here.
He's fired up. He is jaw-jacking here with the crowd on what should be HAVOK's 25th anniversary celebrations.
Honestly, for HAVOK though, Matt Basso can jaw-jack with the crowd as much as he wants. It gives HAVOK a bit of time to recuperate here in the center of the ring. Now you can see here, Matt Basso just playing around with HAVOK. I mean, whatever professional courtesies were being handed out before has sufficiently, well, they've been played out at this point. HAVOK valiantly trying to fight back. Oh, vicious boot.
Yeah, those boots just laying them into HAVOK is Matt Grimm Basso. This guy, just something snapped. I noticed he was jaw-jacking with the crowd, and his anger levels, his intensity has just been turned up a notch.
And the dangerous thing about Matt Basso is you're going to see this pace slow down. There are those bursts of energy and ferocity that the Viking brings, but for the most part, when he's in control, he will labor it. He will take the pain and stretch it out. Case in point here, and he's going to be hanging HAVOK. Oh my God!
The Hangman's Gallows. That is a 7-footer on the second rope. Look how high.
His feet, oh jeez.
Look how high HAVOK was in the air there. That is just strain pressure on the larynx, on the throat.
Honestly thought HAVOK was out there, but he is moving.
He's going to be sucking wind at this point. He's been gone for a while. His cardio is being tested. His endurance is being tested. And having a crushed larynx on top of that, Sean.
I was about to say maybe a little bit of empathy here from the Viking, but no, he's going straight into it again. Perhaps enjoying the point. He needs to be careful of this 5 count. Matt Basso might be getting himself disqualified here.
Yeah, you got to think about that too. This match could end in DQ, and we wouldn't want to see that for HAVOK's 25th anniversary. We want to see HAVOK succeed here, but it's looking more and more like Matt Grimm Basso has this match perfectly calculated.
This is where the Viking really is in his element. And again, just look at the time he's taking. And unlike before, where he was focusing his attention on the crowd, when he gets into this element, when he strikes the hottest, is unlike this moment, he will actually, look.
Wait a sec, there are
well, I spoke too soon.
There are children in the crowd inciting Matt Grimm Basso. A lot of HAVOK fans in the house tonight.
I'm going to call it now. That is a mistake from Basso. I was about to give him his flowers and say that when he puts his sole attention on his opponent and keeps that slow, methodical pace, it's when he's at his most dangerous.
And yeah, I thought HAVOK was going to fight out for a second, but Grimm just too much for HAVOK right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this next interval of this match.
Hold on!
Charging with a full head of steam goes Grimm. HAVOK
on the top rope.
Unfamiliar territory for the Master of Mayhem.
Look, I see that very often. Drop kick! Drop kick from the top rope from HAVOK.
In 25 years, I don't know if I've ever seen HAVOK pull that off before.
It doesn't matter, and that's exactly the point. It doesn't matter how many tapes you study, HAVOK is always going to be able to pull out something different if the time and opportunity allows for it.
Oh, HAVOK charging Grimm out to the outside once again.
Jesus. Really not where HAVOK wants to be, as you saw. On the outside of the ring is where the majority of the punishment was dealt to the Master of Mayhem. And at this point, Grimm, I believe, smells blood.
Look at him intensely staring at the fans here. He was only a couple of months ago, arguably the most beloved member of the roster. And since joining the old guard, how quickly the fans have turned on him, and rightfully so, Sean.
I mean, it's the new wounds there that haven't quite scabbed over for these fans. They feel betrayed. They feel let down by the Vikings, somebody that they put their full force and weight and heart behind.
They thought after 20 years they knew someone. I guess not. Oh, good job by HAVOK, sending Grimm head first and then into the barricade.
And you know what? I think HAVOK is realizing everything that was done to him, he can give back in return. Willing the crowd behind him once again. The Master of Mayhem looking to capitalize.
HAVOK trying to get that second win. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is behind him.
Oh, looking for the Blue Thunder Bomb perhaps. Grimm has it scouted.
Grimm whips. HAVOK.
Whoa, Sparta, careful.
And now HAVOK
hold on.
Blue Thunder Bomb. That could be all she wrote. No, just the two.
25 years as a professional wrestling, and the count was a 2.5.
Oh, very good.
Here the crowd clapping along firmly behind the Master of Mayhem. And now we're seeing the roles reversed here. HAVOK trying to stay on. Package pile driver time.
Oh, he has won many titles with this move.
Up, Goozled. Mayhem's going up.
HAVOK's got to fight out. You know Grimm, he likes the choke slam. Double Goozle now. And look, HAVOK going for the leg.
We're going for it again. Oh, geez, the strength of the Viking.
Counters the package pile driver. HAVOK
Sunset.
Rolls through Sunset.
Ben Rosenthal, he needs to get off the apron.
And Grimm using his new manager to help him out here.
Ben, used as a counterweight, I think. Anyway, up. Jeez.
There's the choke slam. That's the choke slam. That's the two. That's the no.
Wow. Inadvertently, I think, or at least not in the way he intended, Ben Rosenthal was almost a catalyst for that victory.
HAVOK still fighting in this one after 25 years. Countless championships, countless memories made. HAVOK is still fighting, Sean.
What a thunderous choke slam by Matt Basso. He's barking orders now to Rosenthal. What is he looking for here?
Oh, steel chair time.
I mean, I need to clarify here, this isn't a no disqualification match.
Absolutely not, but this is the old guard. This is the kind of crap we expect out of them. And after what
there we go.
Finally some sense here. Michael Kent, senior official, trying to stop Grimm using that steel chair.
Maybe Michael Kent actually talking some sense into the Viking here.
Watch Ben Rosenthal on the apron.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I mean, HAVOK, you got to get yourself DQ'd.
He is a hardcore legend after all. He knows how to swing a chair. And here,
what the hell?
Former longtime manager of HAVOK, current.
Oh my God!
That's the Sparta boot. Sparta.
Surely
boot
not.
To win
Holy
and put away.
Out! Yes. Sorry. Jeez.
Wow.
Planned almost to perfection, using using Ben Rosenthal as a distraction, the chair as a distraction. That Sparta kick perfectly placed on the Master of Mayhem.
How did HAVOK kick out of that? How is the Master of Mayhem still fighting?
I mean, you can see HAVOK, it looks like he's still kicking out. I don't think the man knows where he is at the moment. That was purely on instinct.
He is on Dream Street.
Michael Kent just needs to get that chair out of the ring.
Yeah, I think he was trying to discard it now.
And Ben,
another choke slam.
Hold on!
Oh!
Wow!
Head first.
Roll up, Angus!
Roll.
1, 2, 3, go!
Another 2, another near fall.
Almost a 3 count taking. Oh my God!
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Blatant chair throw from Grimm. This match is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner via disqualification, HAVOK.
There you go. I mean, the Viking potentially realizing that there's no way in his mind that he can defeat HAVOK, saw no other reason but to just launch a chair straight into his head.
And that's, I said it before, nobody wanted to see this match end in disqualification.
And Michael Kent, I mean, what do you really do with a 7-foot giant with a chair in his hand? There's nothing Kent can do at this point.
HAVOK's a sitting duck. He is a sitting duck, and
Jesus!
he's incurring the wrath of Grimm right now.
Sorry, it's Ben from the outside trying to call off Grimm. He's telling him to stop.
I never thought I would see that. Grimm is probably now the most dangerous member of the Old Guard.
Grimm, I don't think, has any intention of stopping here. Is that concern that I see on the face of Ben Rosenthal?
I have never seen this out of Ben in my life.
Okay, like a weasel, Ben now running away, leaving HAVOK in the ring at the mercy of the Viking. What the hell? Come on.
Sean, I am the historian of Riot City. I have seen many of Grimm's matches. This is how he used to finish them. He's looking for the curb stop.
Wait a minute.
He's looking for the curb stop, thank God.
Kings of Ruin.
Kings of Ruin are here.
There's about to be a curb stomp straight onto the steel chair in the middle of the ring. What the hell has gotten into the Viking?
Grimm has not done that curb stomp in years. That could have, talk about not end the career, that could have permanently affected the life of HAVOK.
A good thing the Kings of Ruin had the presence of mind to come out when they did. But unfortunately, some of the damage, or at least a lot of the damage, may have been done. And this might not be over.
Yeah, here's Chris Basso. Ben Rosenthal are back. Kings of Ruin staring daggers at them.
The Old Guard now on the outside of the ring. This whole situation might be about to implode here.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event has concluded. HAVOK, your winner by DQ, but I would say this is far, far from over, Sean Thomas. Kings of Ruin, Old Guard. So much heat, so much animosity.
For better or for worse, this is how this event has ended, and I think cooler heads are going to prevail. What the hell does this mean for Battle for Supremacy? What the hell is next for the Old Guard and for the Kings of Ruin?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all we've got time for right now. We will see you November 8th for Brutality, then December 14th for Battle for Supremacy. Farewell for now, but not forever.